Hey guys, welcome to Lindsay's Lounge. My name is Lindsay. Tonight was the first elimination show for American Idol Season 9. So now our top 24 is down to a top 20. We had a couple of surprise guests tonight. A couple of American Idol alums came back onto the show and gave us some performances, which I always enjoy. I thought that was pretty cool. Last night and the night before, we had 24 million votes, so definitely nowhere near a record setting. Between 2 nights of voting, only 24 million votes. I thought that was kind of weak, but it is early on in the season, and people really maybe don't have favorites yet, so they're not voting like 30,000 times to get their favorite contestant up to the next week. So, as the seasons progress, we always get more and more votes per week. But they started out doing a group performance of American Boy. If you like group performances, let me know. I have never really enjoyed them. Maybe once or twice a season is there a good one, but never until later on when there's, maybe the top 8 or, later. But doing 24 people on a stage that's like this big is never going to work. So it was just horrible. And they already sang American Boy during Hollywood Week. Somebody sang it. I don't remember who off the top of my head, but somebody sang it. It might have been Janelle Wheeler, actually. It was just like a bad high school show choir. Just, the awkward walking around and singing in like different weird groups, and the choreography, which really wasn't really choreography, but it was still too hard for most of these people. So, yeah. I think it would have been better had they done 2 groups of 12. I know with the timing and everything, with all the other performances that we saw tonight, there probably wasn't enough time to do that. But I think for the sake of the contestants, it probably would have worked out a little bit better had they done that. But after that group performance, Ryan Seacrest got right into the eliminations. Called up one row of 6 girls, and Siobhan was the first one called. So obviously she was safe going through. Not such a big fan of hers yet, but I am willing to eventually, maybe at one point, jump on her bandwagon. But right now I can't say that I'm fully committed to her yet. Haley was up next, and she is the girl vote for the worst, and Tim Urban is the guys. So thanks to that website, she's through to the next round. Michelle Delamore, one of the ones that we didn't hear a whole lot about before this week, probably was a little bit nervous to see if she was going to get through and garner enough votes with her performance. She did, so she's safe going on to next week. Caitlin Epperly sailed through, knew she would. She did a pretty good performance the other night. Surprised a lot of people with that big voice of hers that I don't think anybody really expected, so good for her. And then it came down to Katie Stevens and Janelle Wheeler. Really wasn't surprised that it was Janelle who ended up being the first eliminated person. So Katie is through to the next round. Janelle, though, I thought she was very classy and was very, respectful of when she was voted off. Unlike, there are certain contestants that are like, but all the judges said that they really liked me, and I thought I would get enough votes. I did so good. She was definitely not that kind of contestant, so I really appreciated that. So, hopefully good things will still happen to her, because she does have a good voice. Definitely picked the wrong song, though. Then we had my Season 8 favorite contestant, Allison Iraheta, came back onto the show and sang her new single called Scars. I had not heard this song before. I think it definitely suited her voice, and I think she sounded great, but I don't know if I'm such a big fan of the actual song. Maybe if I hear it 1 or 2 more times, it might grow on me, but in general, just okay for me. And then right after Allison, we went right back and talked with the last group of girls, the last 6. Paige, who was another one of the girls that we didn't see anything before this week, safe. Then we see Lacey. I don't know how they did it. She didn't have Vote for the Worst backing her, but she made it through somehow. If she keeps up performances like she did this week for next week, there's no way she's going to get through. I will almost bet money on that. If she does another horrible, horrible performance, she won't get through. Then we had Lily, who I love, so she's safe, thank goodness. Crystal, obviously safe. She's definitely one of the favorites, I think, going into this season. And then it came down to Ashley and Dee Dee. I liked both of these girls, so I was like, oh, I didn't really want either of them to go home. I think if I had it my way, I would have sent Dee Dee home based just on the performances from this week. Well, no, okay, not just based on this performance from this week, based on like everything that we've seen. I've liked Ashley a little bit better, because Ashley's was pretty bad this week. But I would have liked to give her another chance, because I think she definitely could go really far in the competition had she been given the chance. And then went right into the guys, and we talked with the first 6 guys. Ryan Seacrest showed some weird version of Tyler doing his rehearsal in a bathrobe. Who really cares? But we talked with Michael Lynch. Safe, sailed through, no problem, no question, of course, he's going to be safe. John Park, no problem, was going to be safe. He's got all those girls behind him, and Shania Twain probably dialed 30,000 times. Aaron, safe. Todrick, I was surprised. He is safe. I really hated his performance last night. I thought he butchered Kelly Clarkson. But we're going to see probably a few more butchered songs before this season is over from him. So then it came down to Tim Urban, like I said, vote for the worst guy pick, and Joe Munoz. Didn't see a whole lot of Joe before this week, and unfortunately, because Tim is so cute, and he's got that momentum from people feeling excited about him because he was like the last minute addition when Chris Golightly got kicked out. Tim is on to the next round. I wish it was Joe. He kind of creeped me out a little bit last night, but in general, I liked his performance and I liked the tone of his voice a whole hell of a lot better than Tim's. Oh, wow. Then they talked about Idol Gives Back. It's coming back after they took off a year last year because, they said that the economy is really down, so people need to hang on to as much money as they got. But it's going to be on April 21st. I always have loved both of the shows that they've done before, so I'm really excited about this. There's no eliminations that week, but then the following week, there's always been 2 eliminations. So we'll see if they hold up that trend again for this year. Then Chris Allen, our reigning American Idol, came back and talked about his trip to Haiti. He went down there and helped out with all the earthquake victims. He really just looked like he maybe gave them a bottle of water and put some smiles on their faces. He probably played a little bit for them too, but it didn't look like he really did any hard labor. He performed also on the show. He sang the Beatles classic, Let It Be. I thought it started off a little strange, but after he got into it, he's definitely started, working it out and did a really good job with it. His voice sounds so much more polished than it did last year, so to me, it was pretty obvious that he'd been working with a vocal coach, but totally paid off, and kudos to him for doing that because he sounded great tonight, probably even better than any of his performances on American Idol last year, and I enjoyed most of them. Maybe not all of them, but I did enjoy most of them, so good job, Chris. And then we had the last 6 guys, 1 more elimination to go. Casey James sailing through, no problems there, no questions about it. He was going to get through. Then we talked to Jermaine Sellers. Thought he was probably going to go home, and I thought maybe they were running out of time, so they were just going to skip all the other guys and go straight to Jermaine and say, sorry, you didn't make it. I was wrong. He made it through somehow. So again, another one. He really needs to step it up and start singing in key if he expects to make it in the top 12. Lee, safe. He was okay last night. I think he definitely has room to grow in this competition. Andrew, safe. So then it came down to Tyler and Alex. Alex looked like he was going to hawk up a lung. He was so nervous standing up there. I really did want it to be Tyler that went home, so finally I got one right. It was like 1 out of 4 of my predictions. I was right on. So the only thing, Alex is so nervous, and it showed so much more tonight, I think, than it did last night. So that was mean of the producers to do that to him. I think they should have just told him first so he got it over with. But if he builds up that confidence, I think he really can do well in this competition because his voice, like I said last night in my video, it's so current and very radio friendly. So if he just builds up that confidence and doesn't let the nerves get to him, he's going to do a really good job. What do you guys think? Did you think the right people went home? I think, kind of, not really. I would have liked to maybe see a little bit more of Ashley, but oh well, we're not going to get that chance. So hopefully everybody steps it up for next week so that we will really get into season 9 and not have so many performances. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. If you want, you can subscribe right over in the sidebar, and I will catch you all next week. Talk to you later. Bye.